Good evening and welcome to this special session of the Speedway Redevelopment Commission on March 4th, 2024, 6 p.m. Tonight with me is our Vice President, Jacob Blaisdell, our Secretary, Chris Meader, our member, Adam Young, also our Town Manager, Grant Kleinhens, and our new Economic Director, Carmen Lethig. And in the audience with us tonight is also Eder Lopez. I'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. I've confirmed we have a quorum and proper notice of this meeting has been given. We just have two short items this evening. First one being the approval of pay application number 2 from Rigdon Construction for the Speedway Pocket Park on Main Street. We've had a little bit of a change up here. Grant, can you give us some?
Sure. So as you know, we have been working with that contractor over the past 6 months to get that concrete corrected. So all of that had to be removed. If you remember, all of that was taken out, then re-poured, re-stamped, recolored to the specifications of the plans as well as to our satisfaction. I know, Jennifer, you've been down there a couple of times. There were a couple of issues even still, and we asked them to correct those. But this is a pay request that they're asking to be paid. I'm going to say that I meant to have this on the agenda a week ago, and for some reason it slipped through my fingers, so we unfortunately had to call the special meeting, so you can blame me. I'm sorry for that. But this is a pay request tonight to Rigdon, which is the general contractor that holds that contract, in the amount of $108,948.10. And if you look at the pay application, which has been signed off on by Veritas, because we couldn't get the original architect to sign off on it for liability respect or aspects would be my guess. There is a balance to finish the project of $16,485.90. That is retainage, meaning we've held a percentage of each pay request back, and then once everything's been completed, we'll do one final pay request and get all of that finalized. The reason we need to go ahead and get this paid and held a special meeting rather than just wait 30 days was they've got a couple of subs that until they get paid are not going to show up on site, and we wanted to get that thing finished by April the 8th. That's kind of the goal. So with that, I'll answer any questions that you might have. And if you remember, we have a majority of this money from our funds, the Redevelopment Commission funds. The other portion is coming from a bond account that Rebar had to pay into as a part of this agreement. So about 75% of this is from our Redevelopment Commission funds, SRC funds, and the rest is from that account.
Great. Any questions for Grant?
Not for me.
I know I've been down there a few times and met Rob and John have also looked at this, and I know you've met them down there quite a few times too. They've had their eyes on this and has helped make sure that it's been a successful project as well.
Yep.
Great. All right, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
I'll entertain for approval of pay application number 2 from Rigdon Construction for the Speedway Pocket Park. Motion to approve the payment application with the original engineer signing off on it, which is Veritas Group. Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Great. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving pay application number 2, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Passes 4-0.
So with that, I know we'll go to the clerk treasurer's office tomorrow, hopefully get that check cut and get that out to them so that the project can continue.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing that.
And then we had a discussion with Bomar this week about the metal work the future metal work for the roundabout. So we were able to add that to the agenda tonight. Approval of the memorandum of understanding between Speedway Redevelopment Commission and Bomar. Did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so I appreciate Carmen. I know she was involved in this call as well, worked on the letter. We ran it by the town attorney. He was satisfied with the provisions. It's fairly simple. Basically, what they are going to do is provide us assistance in the form of these 4 listed items there. They're not going to charge us unless we don't end up doing the project. We do not have a final full amount from them. I would hazard a guess that it's probably in that neighborhood of $10,000 to $20,000 for the type of drawings and specifications that they're going to put together. Because remember, we sole sourced with them, BOMAR, the SRC agreed to have them come in and do that work without having that to go out to bid under a GC. One of the benefits to us for that is we get one of the best in the industry. Adam, you brought that up last time. And we also don't have to pay the overhead cost to the GC, which is normally anywhere from 10 to 15% above and beyond what that cost is. So this basically says that we're working together with them, that if we don't do the project, they'll send us a bill for that amount, and we are trying to get an estimate of that final amount. We hope to have that hopefully this week. So once we get it, I'm sure Carmen will update you on that with an email, but we'll go from there. And the MOU should be signed by the president, and we'll get that off to them for their signature and go ahead and keep moving forward on that project.
All right. Any questions for Grant on that one?
So this is just for, oh, sorry.
Is there a time limit on not completing the project?
We did not put a time limit on it. We were pretty upfront with them. We told them it's probably in the 2 to 4 year kind of horizon.
Okay.
And, we've got to get out and get some grant funding, also corporate partnerships. We do have some redevelopment commission funds in the bank that we could use, but we got to figure out where the rest of that would come from.
Okay, good, thank you.
I will be submitting this project to the Central Indiana Regional Development Authority for their Ready To grant application, as well as the Georgetown Linear Park. I don't know if that's going to be accepted yet. It's a region, and we all get to choose projects, but I'm not sure we're going to get our projects in. We'll have to compete for that. But those, to me, were quality of life projects that fit the goals of that Ready, which is retention of employees, improvement of quality of life, that kind of thing.
Great.
Yeah, so this MOU covers just the design of it, and then I guess potentially some cost estimates for what it would actually cost to do the project
Yes.
itself.
Yep.
Okay.
Once they get a really good feel for the size, the shape, the weight, what lettering it is, they'll have a better understanding of what those costs are, because they're going to have to have foundations and concrete work to install that. So they've got a little bit of work to do to really narrow that number down.
Right.
All right. Anything else? If not, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the MOU with BOMAR.
Second.
Great. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the MOU, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 4-0. And that is the end of our very short agenda tonight. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for everybody for being here tonight. We'll adjourn at 6:08.